G'day, thank you for watching my shaving videos. If you like these videos, please hit the like button, it will help me out and it's greatly appreciated. And subscribe. So today I'm going to be doing razor blade experiment number 1. So this is the first of a series of experiments that I'm going to do, and it's to test the longevity of razor blades and how they affect my beard, and we're going to see whether the edge retention, the durability, the smoothness, the sharpness of a blade, and how it affects over multiple shaves. And the reason why I'm doing this is because some people claim that they can get 20, 30, 40 shaves out of a single DE razor blade. Now, a little bit of background about me. I've been using knives since I was a small child. I'm a third generation chef, and I grew up in a restaurant essentially. My bedroom was above the restaurant, so I was standing on a milk crate cutting vegetables, fruits, and preparing garlic bread since I was quite a young child, which when I look back on it and see children the age that I was, and I think it's a little strange that I was handling knives so young. I've worked in 5-star establishments, including Japanese kitchens where I was the only Western speaking person, so Skoshi Nihongo Shaberimasu. I speak a little Japanese, and I've been to Japan and Seiki City a number of times, and I can sharpen with whetstones and oil stones to literally cut the hair off my, that's how I test a knife, whether I can just cut the hair off my arm. So very sharp knives. And I've been wet shaving for 30 years, and I use razor blades, and I know a little bit about different steels, edge geometries, and Japanese knives are razor sharp. They use a lot of high carbon steels. There are different composites in steels that have different properties, but we're not going to cover that today. Just to let you know that I'm not an expert on knives, but I know a little thing or two about them. And razor blades and razors and knives, they're cutting instruments. Also, I've done cadaver dissections because I've worked professionally. I left cookery. I still help out in the restaurants, but I have a background in health science, and I've done cadaver dissections, and I've used scalpels before as well. So yeah, that's a little about me. Just to let you know that not a knife maker, not an expert, but know a thing or two about knives. Now, I've used this Personna Red Blade for 3 times. Now this is 24 hours growth, a little bit less, and it's thick and fairly coarse, so I think I'm a good candidate. Now the reason why I'm going to do my experiments with just 24-hour growth on my face is because if I let it grow any longer, like say past 30 hours, then I'm going to have to be doing repeated strokes over the same area, and I don't think it's going to be, a particularly valid experiment. So I feel the drop off in sharpness on my skin and face after 3 shaves. So this has had 3 shaves in the other videos where I do comparison, and this is a brand new blade. And for this experiment, I'm going to be using the King C Gillette safety razor. Now, why am I using this razor? Because I've done comparisons against the Heritage and the Mule R89, and they shave very similarly. So this is a crowd winner, in my opinion. It's only 30 Australian dollars, and it's pretty much like the Edwin Jagger D89, the Mule R89, and any gents that have shaved with those know that they are mild razors, and they're good for 3 pass shaves with a little touch up, and you can get a very good shave with them. So this is a crowd favorite. I find it inexpensive, very affordable for the working man, and terrific value for money, provided you don't drop it and you take care of it. So let's get started. I'm going to load up the blade in this. I'm going to be shaving one side of my face with the 3-day-old razor, and I'm going to be shaving the other side of my face with the brand new razor. And again, I'm marking the orientation of the razor blade because what I want to try to do is I want to try to keep the orientation the same. So I don't want to flip the blade. So this is marked. This is a 3-day-old razor. I'm going to be using, sorry if I didn't mention it, the Personna Red. I've got a brand new red blade here that I'm going to be opening up. Let's just be careful. And I'm going to be marking this so we know which is the top side. And I'm just going to be putting the letter N on it. All right, let me show you that. So this is the new blade, N for the new, and this is going to be the top side of the blade, and I'm going to be using that. Now, for the shave, I'm using the Captain's Choice Venture. If you've seen my my other videos, I've used this I think once or twice, and Captain's Choice is terrifically slick. There's no problem there. It's a fantastic oceanic scent. Full disclosure, I bought everything. I'm not paid for anything. I'm not a promoter. I'm not a vendor. So it's unbiased. It's fantastic. It's oceanic, like cool water. It's just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful scent. Now I've already prepared the lather here. Just before I started the video for a bit of brevity because the intro is going to be a bit long. And let's get into the shave. Now, the more hydrated your whiskers are, the softer they are. So if you're using warm to hot water, it's a lot softer. Your bristles become a lot softer. And I find that really affects the longevity of the blade. If your whiskers are really, really hard and you use cold water, the amount of tension on that edge of the razor blade is going to be a lot higher. So softer bristles make for a longer lasting razor blade. Also, how long you leave the soap on, how saturated the face is, and then we're going to be doing other experiments. Should you dry your razor blades and wipe them? That's a very interesting thing, and we're going to be covering that too. So this particular razor blade, I've dismantled the razor each time. I've dried the razor and I've patted the edge, stropped the edge dry off this particular razor blade, just to allow us to have a very, very clean three-use razor, rather than just leaving it dry, air dry, and letting it rust. So yeah, because these things aren't really that stainless. There's not a lot of chromium and vanadium and molybdenum in them. I think that it's more, they put more carbon in it. Okay, let's give this side a try. So that's the first pass done with one side of the 3-day-old razor, and I know which side it is because it's marked. And so we're going to take it apart. So blade flipping is very interesting. You know, should you blade flip? Should you strop and dry the blade? You know, some people recommend doing palm stropping of a DE razor blade. And these people are claiming that by doing these activities that they're able to get more shaves. The biggest problem that I have is I don't see these people on camera. I don't know how thick their stubble is. I don't know what products they're using or how warm their face is. And so we have a lot of questions about how, what are the variables involved. Okay, so that's one pass with the new. Let's have a feel. Okay, 100% clear that the new razor blade is definitely cutting more hair than the razor blade that's been used for 3 passes. That's very, very clear, and you can see that this has no rust. I've used it consecutively over 3 days in my last 3 videos, and there is no doubt that the new razor blade is knocking back more hair. And where it's most apparent is on the chin. This is where it's most apparent. This is really coarse hair, and that's where it's really apparent. So the gents that have finer hair are going to have razor blades that last longer, and they're going to be able to stretch them out. But on coarse hair, which this certainly is, chicken wire, definitely there's a difference. So my perception of a deterioration in the razor blade, where it becomes markedly noticeable after 3 use, it's 100% clear. So again, I'm using the other side of the 3-day-old razor, or 3-use razor, and we'll go. So I don't know what happened there. I think I lost you for a bit. So there's definitely less dragging for the brand new razor blade. That's 100% clear. Okay, we're going to go against the grain, new razor blade. One stroke, one pass. Wipe the hands. Needs a touch up here. Yeah, needs some touch up, but very good. It's knocking back the hair, no problem. So that's the new blade. Trying not to do repeated strokes. Sorry if this is taking a bit long, but I really want to know. You know, when should a razor blade be replaced for somebody with coarse stubble? Yeah, there is a difference. 3 days old. I find myself also having to press harder. Okay, let's have a feel. Okay, the chin area is where it's absolutely most noticeable. Yeah, chin area. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up there, and I'm going to say that my perception after three shaves with a razor blade, that it's diminished. I would say the smoothness of the shave is reduced by about 30%, and yeah, I'm going to do another pass off camera just to finish up, and yeah, it's it definitely cuts less. So that's my take. After three, you know, for people with sensitive skin and coarse stubble, I think the minimum use of a razor blade, just financially speaking, probably about 3 uses, and after then I feel like the razor blade degrades. It still cuts, but I think the people that it cuts for have where they can get a lot more passes. Even though I've treated this blade perfectly, I think the magical number 3, like that is a lot of hair on this side. That is a lot more. There's a lot more stubble. I'm going to have to do a 4th pass. Okay, thanks for watching. The magical number 3, that was my perception, and the experiment worked. Thank you.